as we continue our tour here. You're going to see on your left will be one of our greenhouses, one of our amazing horticulture center. Toronto Zoo's collection of plants is considered one of the finest in North America. As you walk around through the pavilions, you'll see many signs for the plants. We actually have more plant species at the zoo than we do animals, and the plant collection is actually worth more than the animals as well. We're now entering Eurasia. This is the newest part of our Zoomobile tour. To your left in the back is going to be a snowy leopard. It's very difficult to see, but if you are lucky enough to see it, it's quite an impressive animal. On the right here, both of these closer for our barbary apes. They're actually a tailless monkey, which makes them a cat, technically. There's 3 barbary apes. One of them, Blue, is actually a cancer survivor. He had to have one of his legs amputated, but don't worry, he still gets around just as fast as the other ones do. He likes to hang out in the shade. He might not be able to think, like to hang out on the wall too. Maybe on this back wall, I don't know. The next animal you'll hopefully get a chance to see. We got on the left here, those are our doles. We have 2 female doles. They look a lot like North American red fox. They are not. They're actually Asiatic wild dogs. They look very cute and cuddly. I assure you they are not. They are quite ferocious animals. They travel in packs of about 20. They are very predatory. They can take down huge animals such as bears. We're now about to go through our Eurasia drive-thru. I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you there's no eating or drinking, and please do not feed these animals. We are going into the enclosure with the animals. Please remain seated. And as we enter the enclosure here, first animal you're going to see is the Przewalski horse. You can see it over there. It's named after a semi-conceited Polish explorer, Nikolai Przewalski, named it after himself. Also known as the Mongolian wild horse. Przewalski horses are actually the only remaining wild horse. All other horses are genetically very close. They're descendants from domesticated horses. I should say domestic breed. The last remaining wild horse. All Przewalski horses are very close genetically related. So once you've seen one Przewalski horse, you've seen them all. They were nearly extinct in the wild, actually, around 1968. Due to successful captive breeding, they were actually able to put a small number back into the Gobi Desert. Next time you're in the Gobi Desert, be sure to check out wild Przewalski horses. Quite smaller than domestic breeds, although they are larger than donkeys. We separate them by males and females in the zoo, just as they are in the wild. In the wild, the alpha male gets to spend all year with the lovely ladies, and then all the other males form a little band of brothers, and they cruise around together for the rest of the year. We're now entering the enclosure with the yaks. These yaks are found in mountain pastures and fields throughout Central Asia. They are extremely sure-footed. They are excellent climbers. They have very short legs, which helps a lot. The nomadic tribes have actually used the yaks for many, many years, carrying heavy equipment for riding them, as well as milking. Believe it or not, the yak's milk is actually pink. And no, it does not taste like strawberries. Believe me, you do not want to try that. A yak's hair in the wild actually never stops growing. It gets quite shaggy. Here at the zoo, we like to give them frequent haircuts so they don't trip over themselves. Here on the right, you're going to get a good view of the Dr. Schofield Memorial Garden. It's not quite open yet to the public. It will be when Eurasia is fully open to the public. Once Urshun and Down, all the pandas are kicking around in their enclosure. Here on the left is where we would usually have our dromedary camels. I believe they're out giving camel rides right now. We have two different kinds of camels in the zoo. We have the Bactrian camel and the dromedary. Easiest way to tell the difference. Bactrian camels have two humps, like a capital D, and dromedary camels have one hump, like a capital D. Little common misconception about camels, their humps are actually not filled with water, it's filled with fat. That is to store nourishment, where nourishment is very scarce in the desert for long trips. There's an excellent swan right here too. Scratching or something. Take a peek here between these cars. We have some of our stars in the animal shows. We have two alpacas who hang out with their best friend in the world, Sterling the donkey. You can see Sterling right there. We're passing through right now. Sorry about the dust that might be flying in some of your faces. This is where our panda center is going to be soon enough. May 18th, coming up to the public. May 17th, if you remember. I believe you can book that online. Urshun and Downhill will be waiting for you to come and see them. We're all very excited for that. This building on the right here is the Australasian Pavilion. You got Donnie and Loki, my favorite, the Komodo dragon, as well as Chrissy the tree kangaroo and many others. For the Great Barrier Reef is too. On the left is the Splash Island. Great place to cool off on a hot summer day. It will be open soon once the summer comes around. Straight down the path to the right would be your Caribou Cafe, fully licensed polar patio. Excellent restaurant as well, I might add. And as we cross through this intersection here, we are entering the Core Woods. Core Woods is what the Rouge Valley basically looks like. What most of southern Ontario would look like had we decided not to develop on top of it. As you can see, we leave the fallen trees here to decompose naturally, providing many nutrients and minerals back into the soil so new trees can grow. The Zootique gift shop right here on your left. As well as through the trees, you can see the conservation carousel. Half the proceeds of the conservation carousel go to conservation efforts. It's definitely worth your go around. On the left and right, you can see these vernal pools. The vernal pools are very important breeding grounds for amphibians. Of course, the amphibian population is declining just as fast as it was in the dinosaur period. We need to do our part to keep those amphibians. Core Woods are really cool. It actually gets 10 degrees cooler in here throughout the summer than it would be any other place in the park. My favorite part of the tour. And we are coming to our main station stop. You do not have to get off on this stop, although I would suggest that you go to the Zoomobile in front of us, as this one won't be running for another half hour. On behalf of Brandon and myself, we thank you very much for riding with us today. Please remain seated until the rides come to a complete and full stop, and enjoy the rest of your day at the Toronto Zoo.